Wet rooms are now the must-have for any new bathroom. Providing open-plan living and contemporary design, Wetroom Materials has produced a stunning range of UniSlope products created to suit every requirement. UniSlope has all the components you need to create your wet room: drain, gradient board and a flexible waterproof membrane. The 1K UniSlope kit allows you to mount the drain against the wall, providing you with a one-way slope. It's ideal for large format tiles, and you do not stand on the drain while showering. Suitable for both wooden and concrete floors, UniSlope is available in a range of sizes and drain finishes. UniSlope can be trimmed to fit. Before you start your UniSlope installation, check that you have all the required elements of your UniSlope kit. Ensure that the tools you are using are fit for purpose and use them in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. We recommend the use of safety goggles and dust masks during the installation. Step 1. Installation of linear drain. Take the outlet and remove the trap, put aside for safekeeping. Grease the rubber seal of the outlet and push fit onto the bottom of the drain. Connect the white adapter to the end of the outlet waste pipe. Cut 3 10mm thick battens to size. Using a strong adhesive, attach the battens to the underside of your drain and leave to dry. Step 2. Sub-base installation. It is very important to check that your floor is level prior to installation. Once level, measure and mark out the size of your UniSlope kit. Do not forget that this measurement is a combination of your drain and board. Remember, if required, you can offset the drain to suit your shower design or to suit your joist position. Adjust your circular saw to the depth of your current flooring to ensure that you do not damage the joists. Carefully cut out the marked shower area and remove the existing floor, being careful not to cut or damage any existing pipework, cables or services. Place the drain and UniSlope board into position to ensure it fits. You can now start to create your plywood sub-base to support the UniSlope board and the drain. It is important that the UniSlope is installed onto a strong, level, stable floor. Place noggins between the joists around the perimeter of the shower area. Measure and install battens on the inside of each joist. When installed, the plywood subbase should finish flush with the top of the joist and surrounding area. Position the drain and ensure that the drain is completely level and the angled flange of the drain rests comfortably on the joists. As the drain is an internal drainage channel, at this stage you may need to notch 7mm out of the 2 joists either side of the outlet unit. This measurement will vary depending on the length of the linear drain. Any alterations to the joists must not compromise their strength and must comply with building regulations. If you are unable to remove these notches from your joists, you can raise both the subbase and surrounding floor accordingly. Reposition the drain and check that the drain is level. Mark the position of the outlet unit, cut and install a noggin to provide additional support for the drain outlet. Using solvent glue, connect your pipework to your drain. Attach the Unidrain to the wall using the screws provided. Insert your pre-cut plywood subbase and screw into position. Don't forget to check that your floor is level on all 4 sides. Step 3. Installation of your UniSlope board. The end filler is used either side of the drain to fill in the gap. Carefully measure the required length of end filler for each side of the drain. Ensure that the end filler is the correct way round and that the sloped edges fit both the drain flanges and the end of the UniSlope board. Cut the end fillers and slot into place either side of the drain. Place the UniSlope board onto the subbase. The board should fit flush against the drain unit, end fillers and surrounding floor. Secure both the UniSlope board and the end fillers into position using drywall screws. We recommend 150 mm between each screw head. If it is your intention to have underfloor heating in your bathroom, at this point you may wish to create a channel for the conduit and heating element at the most suitable position for your wall-mounted thermostat. Step 4. Waterproofing. Our flexible latex-based membrane can be applied to all construction boards, plasterboard, skimmed walls, metal and wood. Before you start, check that you have all the items required for waterproofing, reinforcement material, membrane and primer. Ensure that the walls and floors are clean, dust and solvent free. Remember, all first fix plumbing and electrics need to be in place prior to waterproofing. Paint the primer up the shower walls to approximately 2 meters high and 500 millimeters outside your designated shower area. Paint the primer onto the UniSlope board, overlapping the existing floor by 500 millimeters and drain flanges by 30 millimeters. Allow the primer to dry. All weak areas within your wet room will need to be reinforced. This will give additional strength to the membrane. Cut the material to size and paint on membrane when required. As the membrane is still wet, it will give you plenty of time to ensure that the material is applied flat. Take particular care around the drain flanges and the first fix pipework. Ensure that you use the reinforcement tape on all weak areas, wall and floor joints around the flanges of the drain and the perimeter of the UniSlope board. It is advisable to cover all screw heads. Once you are happy with the reinforcement, apply one coat of the liquid membrane to the primed area. This is best applied using a roller and a brush for the corners. Apply the membrane on the walls of the shower area first, then onto the floor. Lap the membrane onto the drain flange by 30 millimeters. Allow the membrane to dry completely and then apply an additional coat. Once both coats are dry, the membrane will be approximately 1 millimeter thick. The room can be tiled as soon as the waterproof membrane is dry. Depending on conditions, this may take up to 12 hours. Once dry, it is advisable to cover the membrane with a dust sheet or blanket until the tiles have been applied. Step 5. Installation of the underfloor heating. If using underfloor heating, wet room materials recommend the use of a low-volt floor mat which is tried and tested with a waterproof membrane. The position and layout of your floor mat will differ depending on the layout of your room and the location of your thermostat. Care must be taken not to go too close to the outlet of the drain. By doing so, you may dry out the water trap within the drain. Roll out the heat mat a section at a time. To change direction of the mat, cut the mesh backing, taking care not to cut the cable. Turn the mat and continue with the installation. Once you have covered the required area, feed the sensor through the conduit and place in the groove you made earlier. The room is now ready for tiling. Step 6. Tiling your wet area. UniSlope is available with 3 drain finishes: Square Grate, Highline Panel and Highline Custom. For the purpose of this guide, we are installing the Highline Custom solution. If you're installing either the Square Grate or the Highline Panel, place the drain frame into position before you start tiling. Always use a non-solvent tile adhesive, as this will protect the membrane. Wetroom materials recommend the use of lip flexible non-solvent adhesive. Place the trap into the drain to help keep the drain clean. Apply your wall tiles first, sitting them down onto the drain. Assemble the custom solution in accordance to the instructions provided and place inside the drain. Around the custom solution there is a 6 mm drainage gap. This must not be covered by either the floor or wall tiling. Apply the floor tiles, taking them to the edge of the drainage gap. Cut and glue the tiles to the custom solution using a strong glue and not tile adhesive. Insert the custom panel with the tiles attached into the drain. Tile the remaining floor area, allowing for standard grouting distances. Apply your grout and seal all major joints with an antifungal sealant. Your wet room is now complete.